Have you had the rug pulled out from under your feet by an abusive partner or ex-partner? Look, what I'm talking about is the cause and the effect of being in a toxic relationship where the other person has undermined your ability to find sure footing in your life. So, whether that is feeling safe and secure in your relationship or feeling secure with the day-to-day management of, say, perhaps your finances or the freedom that you deserve with having relationships outside of that relationship with your friends or your family or your work colleagues, or just basically just having a feeling that you have autonomy or control over your choices and over your life. So relationships, they're always, it's always give and take in a relationship. Even healthy relationships, they have compromises. But toxic relationships, where one person is taking all the time from the other person without giving anything back in return, especially things that are positive, that will offer a feeling of safety or a feeling of security or a stability. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about abusive relationships. So women who come out of these abusive relationships, they can often take a really long time to recover. Um, their feelings of safety, their feelings of security, their feelings of stability, they've all been undermined by that relationship. And when those things are undermined and taken away, what that does is it throws a person into survival mode. So when people are in survival mode, they can become very reactive. So because you don't have the same calm, a sense of stability, that calm will come, a place of calm will come from having a sense of stability and security and safety in your life. When you don't have that, then you're more likely to put up your defenses, you're more likely to react. And rather than responding is always the best case scenario of how you'd like to be in your life, where you've got the presence of mind to give things considered thought and respond in a calm and collected kind of way. But when you're talking about somebody who's been thrown into survival mode because all of that security and stability has been taken away from them by somebody else, as they go through those necessary steps of trying to piece their lives back together, trying to rebuild a life again on the other side of that, then you're going to find that until they've got a certain level of security back in their life, a certain level of stability back in life, that they're going to be easily triggered and very reactive to things. So that makes it really difficult for that person to be able to make any long-term plans for their future. So that means also that they're more likely just to settle for the first solution that presents itself. They're more likely to undersell their skills. They're more likely to discredit their experience and also their abilities. And they won't be looking necessarily to value their values and try and take their values into consideration with making choices when it comes to things like income. So women who've been through abusive relationships, they've hit rock bottom in their lives, and that's where they're at often when they break away from an abusive relationship. And so there's a need for them to start over from scratch. And this, is often, added in its complexity because they're often got children, which means that they've got other people who are depending on them, not only to provide them with security in terms of all the things that come from putting food on the table, to keeping a roof over your head and paying those basic bills and everything, but also children will be looking to their parent for security when it comes to emotional security. So this is something, a very, very important role that a parent plays. But when mothers being made to feel insecure because they've been put into survival mode by an abusive partner, then that also can impact on the way that they are reacting to their children when their children need extra from them, rather than being able to respond in a way that they would really ideally want to be responding to their children, and they don't quite necessarily understand why they're so reactive and defensive towards their children. So there's a lot of things that that need to happen for a woman to feel safe and secure and stable again on the other side of coming out of that abusive relationship. That's what the conversation on this week's episode of Tiara's Tears and Triumphs is about. It's about looking at how I've got a secret solution in this episode to help you, if this is speaking to you, to help you to get out of survival mode and into a place in your life where you can start to experience some synergy, where things seem to be flowing in a direction that you're happy with, instead of it feeling like it's a constant battle. So helping you to work towards this life where you're finding that you've got more opportunities, and most importantly rather, is where you feel as though, oh, I've got a foundation, I'm feeling secure, I'm feeling stable, I'm feeling safe. And when you feel those things, then you think, yeah, I can actually rebuild my life again on the other side of this. So let's open the door on this week's episode of Tiara's Tears and Triumphs.